Hi, welcome back to another Venture to Impact Aspire 2020 session. We are continuing our resiliency conversation today with Amanda. Amanda is a holistic life coach and a Venture to Impact volunteer. And today she is going to help us to develop more of a breathwork and mindfulness practice. But she's also going to explain what that is, why it's important, and how it relates to resiliency. So with that, I will pass it over to Amanda.
Thanks, Brianna. Hey, everyone. So as Brianna mentioned, I am Amanda, and I am a holistic life coach. I also work at Salesforce full-time, so holistic life coaching is kind of a side job for me, but it is definitely my true life's passion. So I am super excited to be here today to talk to you all about breathwork and mindfulness. And of course, we're not just going to be talking about it, we're also going to be practicing a little bit of it as well. So hopefully by the time you walk away from this workshop, you'll have a few new tools in your toolbox for helping you be resilient through difficult times. Before we get started, I do want to ask everyone here to just have a piece of paper or something to take notes on. It could be anything, your notebook, or maybe a Post-it note, although I don't know if a Post-it note will be big enough for you, but just something to take notes on. So take a second, go and grab that piece of paper and a pen to write on. It's okay if you want to take notes on your laptop as well. And when you get your piece of paper or whatever you're taking notes on, go ahead and just write down what color you're feeling like today, just something simple just to get a little baseline. And I just also want you to reflect a little bit on why you're feeling that color. And if you are willing, I would also love for you to type it into the comments section. So put it into that chat and just let me know what color you're feeling like, so I can kind of say hello and see who's here. No pressure. You don't have to, but I would love to see it. I personally, I think I'm feeling a little pink today. Maybe because pink is just always my favorite color, but I am feeling a little bit more vibrant today, a little bit more optimistic, and maybe just excited to be leading this workshop. So that's me. And while we wait for anyone else to type anything in, let's just talk a little bit about the format of this workshop. So we're going to go through this mini workshop in 2 sections. First, I'll show you some helpful breathing techniques, and we'll talk about why breathing is helpful for resilience. You can use this breathing to help you through, getting to sleep, relaxing, managing stressful moments. Breathing will lead us into mindfulness because breathing is really a foundation for mindfulness. And then we'll talk about some other mindfulness techniques in the second section of our workshop. All right, cool. So I'm seeing Brianna's feeling gray, Aaron's feeling sky blue, and Amanda is feeling reddish orange. Okay, great. Thank you guys for sharing. So let's get into it. Let's talk about breathing. First of all, I do want to talk about how breathwork and mindfulness facilitate resilience, because resilience is our big theme, right? Mental resilience is the ability to cope with a crisis and bring ourselves back to a pre-crisis state. So mental resilience is really what we all need right now in the midst of all these different crises that we're going through. We're covering breathwork first today because, as I mentioned, breathwork is really the foundation for living intentionally and moving into those other mindfulness techniques such as meditation, yoga, whatever it is. Different emotional states do have different breathing patterns in the body. So studies have shown that if a person emulates a certain breathing pattern, so let's say that you just decide to start breathing in a certain way, you can actually trigger that emotional state. So for example, if you were to start breathing really shallow, restricted breath, that type of breathing is associated with our flight, fight, flight, or freeze response. And that will actually trigger higher blood pressure, anxiety, and eventually shorten lifespan. I mean, hopefully you're not breathing this way all the time, but that is the association with that kind of breathing. On the other hand, full deep breathing, so deep belly breathing, controlled and relaxed kind of breathing is associated with improved moods. So that leads to lower stress, less anxiety, less depression, and better blood pressure. So as you can see, a lot of this stuff is controlled by our minds, right? When we start to breathe a certain way, our mind starts to believe that we are in a certain state. And when our mind believes those things, our body will begin to react as well, because our brain sends all those signals to the rest of our body. So getting in control of our breath is an amazing way for us to get in control of our minds and our bodies. Patterns of breathing allow us to live more intentionally, and learning how to breathe, incorporating breath work into your normal day can bring a sense of focus, calm, awareness, and non-reactiveness. These are all really great things that come with breath work. And just so you know, breathwork is not just some sort of, hippie woo thing that, we talk about. It is actually a science. It has been proven to be so effective that the Navy SEALs use breathwork before going into battle. And they are also trained to tap into their breath during moments of high stress or pressure. The Defense Department also advocates breathwork and yoga for war veterans. So this is a very far-reaching practice with benefits that have been proven over and over again. So why not have us use it every day, in our normal daily lives? So can you see how breath work would help us to remain resilient in difficult times, such as the current crises that we are in? So before we begin, go ahead and I just want you to do a quick scan of your body. So just take a moment, close your eyes, start from the top of your head, and just do a really quick scan all the way down to your toes, and maybe scan back up. And I want you to pay attention to any areas where you might be holding tension. Maybe your shoulders, your belly, your groin. Wherever you're holding tension, just go ahead and write it down, and maybe write down any notes or reflections on what is coming out of that body scan. Okay, I'm not going to ask you guys to tell me what you're feeling in your body, because I feel like we can just keep that for you. But I will ask you to share with me some reflections at the end if you would like to. Once you've written down your notes about your body scan, I also would love for you to write down, on a scale of 1 through 10, how relaxed do you feel right now? 10 being super ultra relaxed. You've never been so relaxed in your life. 1 being not relaxed at all. Okay, so now that we've got our numbers and we've done a little body scan, we have our baseline, right? We know how we're feeling right now in this moment. We know what color we are today. I'm going to teach you 4 breathing techniques. The first breathwork technique is just going to be your baseline. So this is going to be just the type of breath that you use in all the other types of breaths. And I'm going to teach you how to do a deep belly breath. In yoga, we call this Ujjayi breath. So if you practice yoga, you're probably already really familiar with this. Go ahead and sit up straight in your seat. Relax your shoulders, tall spine, but relax your shoulders. Relax your belly. And I want you to put your hands on your side ribs. So just put your hands kind of on your side ribs. For women, it's kind of like underneath your bra strap. And not in the front, but the sides of your belly. Let me just make sure you can. I will move back so that you can actually see me. So right here, you're going to put your hands right here on your side belly, and you're going to take a deep inhale. And when you inhale, you want to feel your ribs expanding. And when you exhale, feel your belly button shrinking in towards your spine. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, belly towards the spine. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose, belly towards the spine. One more deep inhale. And exhale. So when you feel yourself breathing in this way, you should be feeling your hands kind of moving outwards when your ribs expand, right? Your body will expand as you breathe outwards. Your ribs will actually move outwards as you inhale. And when you exhale, you do want to feel your stomach kind of moving back towards your spine. So this is called Ujjayi breath. I'm going to refer to it as deep belly breathing. And we are going to use this kind of breath for the other 3 techniques that we practice today. Okay, so the next technique we're going to try out is called the 4-7-8 breath. This is a relaxing breath. This is a good one to use when you feel like you're taking too much in. So i.e. right now, perhaps, during the current climate of things. 4-7-8 is great because you are literally breathing in for 4, you're holding for 7, and you're letting out for 8. So you're actually taking in less than you are letting out. You are physically going through this action with your breath. So again, this is for when you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're anxious or triggered. This is also a really good one when you're trying to sleep at night. Okay, so again, we're going to inhale for 4, we're going to hold for 7, and we're going to exhale for 8. And I will count us through all of that. Okay, so just take a really quick deep breath in, exhale out, and then inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Breathe deep. 4. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Inhale deep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just a regular inhale in and exhale out and relax. So that was our 4-7-8 breath. We just did that 3 times. The next one we're going to move into is called box breathing. So this is going to be just a simple 4-4-4-4 pattern, 4 all the way through. That's why it's called box breathing. This is a good one when you need an energy boost. This is the breath used by the Navy SEALs to feel calm and alert at any moment. This technique is good for when you're trying to wake up in the morning, if you're feeling sleepy in the middle of the day, or if you need to focus on a project. It just kind of gets you focused and concentrated. We're basically just going to release the breath and hold for 4. We're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and then exhale for 4. So just the entire cycle, we're just going to go 4 the whole time. And I'm going to take us through 3 reps, but when you're doing this in your own time, all of these exercises are good if you do them for at least a few minutes. Although it's helpful even if you can do it for just 30 seconds or a minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and try it. So take a deep inhale, exhale, inhale again, and exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale out. Inhale in and out. And relax. So hopefully you feel a little bit more energized after that one. And finally, we're going to cover one more technique. So this is going to be it's called the 5-5 breath or the coherent breath, but you actually get to choose what count you go to. So this one is just for bringing an overall sense of calm and control throughout your day. I would say this is the easiest one to do because you really don't need to memorize, how long to inhale, how long to exhale, how long to hold. You just kind of inhale and you exhale for the same number of counts with each breath. Okay, so again, it's just inhale, it's just exhale, and we're doing the same count for both. We'll start with 4, 4, and then we'll move into 5, 5, and then we'll progress upwards a little bit. But when you're doing this on your own time, you can actually go, all the way up to 7, all the way up to 8. It's really up to you. The more that you are able to inhale for a certain amount of time and exhale for a certain amount of time, the more calm and in control you will feel of your breath and your body. Okay, so when we're inhaling here, I want you to imagine the earth rising into your body. And as you exhale, I want you to imagine all your thoughts and tension just melting away. Okay, so let's go ahead and take another deep inhale and exhale. And starting with our inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale and exhale, imagining everything just dropping out of your body. Thank you so much for doing that with me. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was relaxing. Now that we've gone through those techniques, I want you to return to your notes and just write down some reflections on your favorite breathing technique. Was there one that you particularly liked? Was there one that you think that you could use more often? So go ahead and just write down Any thoughts or notes that you have on that? And maybe just write down, when do you think you will use those techniques, or when, or if we want to take it a step further, when are you going to commit to yourself that you will try those techniques? So is it going to be when you wake up in the morning? Are you going to do it every time you stand up from your desk to take a break from work? Will you do it during your lunch break? Just try something out. Why not? So I'll give you a moment to do that. And if you would be so brave, I would love for you to type into your comments too, any reflection that you have about that breathing, your favorite one, your takeaways. And I'll just give you a few seconds. Thank you, Fadi. No, I love that you shared. Thank you. So Fadi's going to do 4-7-8 before bed. That is a great idea. Yeah, 4-7-8 is really good for releasing all of that so that you can be clear and ready for sleep. All right, awesome. Okay, so now that we have talked all about breath work, let's talk about mindfulness. So what is mindfulness? I want to start by defining it, because a lot of times we talk about what it is, but we may not necessarily know exactly what it is that we're talking about. So by textbook terms, mindfulness is a mental state that is achieved by focusing on our awareness on the present moment, while calmly acknowledging and accepting our feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations. So mindfulness is really just our ability to be here now in the present moment. And as I've been saying a few times now, we have already begun practicing mindfulness through the breath work, right? If you can notice that all that breathing really got us focused on here and now, just kind of waiting for when we can do our next inhale and when we can do our next exhale. So before I move any further, I want us to kind of do another check-in with our bodies just to see what kind of effect that breath work had on us. So let's just do another body scan right now. And again, follow the same route. You'll go through from your head all the way to your neck and your chest, your tummy, your legs, and your toes. And just kind of assess where you are still holding tension, where you may no longer be holding tension. And go ahead and write that down if you'd like. What I do want you to write down is another check-in on a scale of 1 through 10. How relaxed are you feeling now? 10 being the most relaxed you've ever been in your entire life, and 1 being not relaxed at all. And hopefully your number has changed. Let's hope. All right. Oh, and I see the comments. Amanda saying you like the 4-4-4, but the 4-7-8 might make you a little lightheaded. Totally normal. I do think it takes practice. So breath work does take practice, just being in control of your breath. But the best thing that you can do is to just practice the Ujjayi breath. Just practice that deep belly breathing. And the more often you use it, the more you'll find that you're able to sort of hold it for a certain amount of time and to release it a certain amount of time. Oh, and Fadi moved from a 4 to 7. Yes. That's awesome. That's really cool. And there you go. So that is the power of mindfulness and breath work. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Erin, Amanda, Fadi, love seeing your comments. And Brianna, I assume that is the Venture to Impact alias. So let's move on. As we were talking before, maintaining mindfulness allows us to gain better control of our mental state so that we can be resilient through the most stressful times. and breathwork is our gateway. So I'm going to introduce a few different mindfulness practices today. These are all suggestions. So think of these as just ways that you might be able to practice mindfulness. Whatever whatever sticks will stick, but I'm gonna just walk you through each one. The first suggestion or invitation that I have for you is to create a mantra or an affirmation. So I'm sure you've heard of mantras or affirmations quite a lot. I mean, people talk about them, they're in TV shows and things like that, but what exactly are they and why do they work? So mantras are, in essence, simple verbal affirmations that we repeat to ourselves. Mantras are a way for us to create stories that we believe through the repetition. So, you will create a mantra for yourself. It'll just be, a positive affirmation. Even if you don't believe it's true, if you repeat it to yourself enough times, you will start to believe it's true, right? That's how our minds work. That's how we tell ourselves stories all the time, just like when we start to believe that we might be afraid, or when we start to believe that we might be stressed out. The more we repeat that to ourselves, the more true it becomes. And as I mentioned at the beginning, when our mind starts to believe those things, our body will get those signals and start to respond in kind as well. Right? And remember when I talked earlier too about how those studies have shown that breathing with the pattern of a certain emotional state will actually slow down our heart rate or change our blood pressure. It will drop us into that emotional state. So this is all the same concept with mantras and verbal affirmations. Okay? Mantras are best when spoken out loud. We are literally putting our words out into the world, and there is a lot of power in spoken word. So if you can access your mantras or, speak them out loud when you're alone, that is really the best. But thinking them in our minds can be just as powerful, very powerful. So even if you're, in a bus and you're starting to feel stressed out. Not that many of us are using buses right now, but let's just say that you are in some sort of public space where you don't really want to be repeating something out loud to yourself over and over again. Definitely, you can still repeat it in your mind and in your heart, and that is good enough. Okay, so I'm going to have you all write down a mantra for yourself, and it is going to be super simple. It's going to be DIY, so I want you to create it for yourself. But as a baseline, you can use the words, I am. So your mantra can be something as simple as literally the words, I am, period. So I am here, I exist, I am. You can also add words to the end of it. So you can say, I am resilient, I am strong, I am active or activated, whatever resonates with you right now. It should be easy to say, so keep it to only a few words. You don't want to make it too long because, again, this is something that you will repeat to yourself over and over again. Feel free to share in your comments if you want. No need to, though, if you don't want to. I know this can be pretty personal, so. Okay, so now that you have your mantras, we are not going to use the mantras quite yet because I want to lead us into our second mindfulness practice, which is meditation. So let's talk about meditation. What we were doing earlier with breathwork was really a huge part of meditation. Meditation is essentially a way for us to train our minds to focus and redirect our thoughts. And being in control of our breath is the first step, again, to being in control of our minds. Everything I'm saying today ties in together. So it's all, I feel like I'm probably just saying the same thing over and over again, but I think you get the idea, right? Meditation is just another way for us to control our minds and to tap into that sensation of awareness and mindfulness. And you can think about it this way: when we are working on being mindful and resilient, the breath is the physical body component of that practice, and meditation is the mental part of it. So you have to be in control of both, right? And they both affect or influence each other as well. Okay. When we are meditating, I know that if you have practiced meditating before, you've probably noticed that it can be kind of difficult to control your thoughts. You could be deeply breathing one moment and completely free of all thoughts and worries. And in the next moment, your brain is pinging you about what you're going to have for lunch, how many people have messaged you while you've been away from work, this and that. So meditating is hard. It is definitely a practice. It's something that really does improve with time if you do it daily or weekly or twice daily, whatever. As long as you are consistently practicing meditating, I promise it does get better. But when you start to feel those thoughts coming in, that is good practice. Like, the practice of meditation is just a way of being aware of those thoughts, realizing that they are coming in and just gently moving them aside so that you can resume your meditation. To make this a little bit easier, we're going to use our mantras in combination with the meditation as a way to clear our mind and thoughts and focus on nothing else but those words. So you will find that when you're using a mantra to meditate, you have something to fixate on, and you will just think about those words and your mind will be clear of anything else. So this is kind of like a win-win, right? We're repeating this very important affirmation to ourselves as we are clearing our minds as well. Okay, so if you're ready, we are going to just do a really simple, quick meditation with our mantras. So go ahead and uncross your legs, sit up straight, relax your shoulders again, and close your eyes. You're going to begin the deep belly breathing. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and clear your mind as you exhale. Imagine it all melting away. Continue, inhale and exhale at your own rhythm. And with each exhale, feel your thoughts and worries melting away further. And now I want you to introduce your mantra. Maybe you say it at a cadence that matches your inhale and exhale. Maybe you say the words "I am" in your inhale, and then the other words in your exhale, or whatever feels right to you. And I just want you to gently repeat that mantra with each inhale and exhale. So we're just going to be here for a few more breaths. Just keep repeating. Sorry about that. And when you get to your last inhale and exhale, let your mantra slowly fade away. As it fades away, I want you to gently come back to this moment, here and now, back to your body. And you can slowly open your eyes when you're ready. And welcome back. So I hope that that was nice. I hope that you felt something. I love the mantras that you were sharing with me. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Bobby and Aaron. and Brianna. All right, and let's just move into the last practice. So the last practice is going to be more of a recommendation. I don't think we really have time to tap into it right now, but I just want to talk a little bit about stretching and listening to our bodies. So we know how important the mental component is, how closely it ties to the physical component, and how this whole system of us leads to mindfulness, stress relief, and resilience in times of crisis. So stretching and listening to your body and just like being aware of where you are with your body is really the final piece, right? Yoga, practices like yoga, or just even some simple stretches daily or weekly, whenever you can fit it in, maybe when you wake up, maybe when you go to bed, those are enough for you to get in touch with your body. Really, the idea is just that you are listening to yourself. And we actually already did a practice earlier where we scanned our bodies, right? We did the before and after. But body scans are really helpful for just being aware of where you're at. And I invite you to do a body scan anytime you're about to do any sort of stretching, or even when you get up and take a break from work. Body scans are just helpful for being aware of where you're at. So if you hold tension in your neck, your shoulders, your hips, those are really common places for holding tension. It is definitely a good idea to focus on those areas. I would recommend finding some quick stretches. You can do some simple neck stretches. If you hold tension in your hips, you can do some hip flexor exercises. So everyone loves pigeon, right? If you've ever done any yoga, pigeon is a really good one that you can just do in your chair. You don't even have to get up. But if you can get down on a yoga mat, definitely do some lunges for your hip flexors. And I also mentioned shoulders. So shoulders are also pretty easy to tap into. You can just roll your shoulders, shrug them up and down your back. Make sure you get both directions. And you can also do the classic shoulder stretches. Everyone loves these. So just a few suggestions. And again, we're not going to really stretch too much together today, but I recommend, if you don't practice yoga, if you don't have any sort of stretching practice, just pick 1, 2, or maybe even 3 simple stretches to do every day at a certain time, ideally at the same time every day. So, stretching to wake up is really great. Stretching to take a break, stretching during lunch, stretching right before you go to bed. These are all really great ideas. So go ahead and just take a second to write down if you would like to incorporate stretching or yoga into your daily practice. If you already do, even better, that's great. And you don't even need me. But go ahead and write that down and just maybe make a new commitment to yourself. Okay, great. So in closing, I just want to quickly review. We did 4 breathing techniques. So we learned the basic deep belly breath, or Ujjayi breath. We learned the 4-7-8 breathing technique for when you're feeling overwhelmed and you're taking too much in. We learned the 4-4-4, 4-4-4-4 box breathing for when you need a boost of energy. And we learned the 5-5 calming breath, and you can use whatever numbers you want. It's just the inhale and the exhale for when you need to be calm. We talked about a few different mindfulness techniques on top of breath work. So we have our mantras and affirmations. We have a simple meditation that you can use anytime in combination with your affirmation. And we talked about stretching and getting physical with our bodies. So in closing, I just want you all to write down one more takeaway from today. Maybe reflect on how these practices are connected with resilience, and just have that one takeaway for yourself. I'd love for you to share it with me too, if you're willing. but that is the last thing that we are going to be doing today. Ooh, so Fadi practices yoga on YouTube now. So do I. YouTube is such a great resource. Oh, Amanda stretches while she waits for her kettle. Love it. That's clever. And Fadi is all about multitasking. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today. I'm going to close it off, and I think maybe Brianna's going to come back in and say a little goodbye.
Hey, yes, thank you, Amanda. Like everybody else, I definitely feel more calm now and can really see how being present would help in those challenging times where you really need resilience to be in touch with what's going on in my body and in my mind, breathing. So I can just really feel the benefits already and hope you all can too. So thank you, Amanda, so much for joining us today. And we hope that you guys will all join us again at the same time on Wednesday. Two people from our tribe will be sharing some stories of resilience. And I've already heard both of them, and I have to say you really don't want to miss them. Really powerful stories of resilience that are just really pulling together all the different pieces from our sessions from last week and today. So thank you, Amanda, and we'll see everybody soon.
Thank you.